You dropped the Dolphins down one spot.
Not too far, in large part because everybody else lost in that grouping.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs lost, the Lions lost. The Ravens probably should have lost.
Chiefs got robbed. You know it.
You know who didn't lose? Number 8, the Cleveland Browns. Pete, if Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns play the Dolphins on a neutral field tomorrow, who's winning that game? We don't know the health of Tyreek Hill. Who's winning the game?
If you don't know if Tyreek Hill's not in the game, the Browns win that game.
I agree 100% on that.
Yeah. Miami looked lost without him.
You know what, though? You know who they look like? They look like the Kansas City Chiefs without Tyreek Hill. Exactly what Patrick Mahomes is having to deal with.
But the difference is
the Super Bowl
offensive line is not
champions.
healthy. And that's the concern for Miami. They have no offensive linemen.
Actually, producer Harry was saying that, Liam Eichenberg had to move over. That was his third move interior when the Connor Williams got hurt. And I think producer Harry said they're down to one starting offensive lineman, which isn't the way you want to go to the final month of the season.
And they had that fumble, the fumble by Tua were very clearly caused by like a snap issue.
Well, and Connor Williams have been playing great at center. I mean, that's a big hit for them. So yeah, and Teron Armstead's always hurt, so that's not surprising. But you're right though, that offensive line he's sped up. When a quarterback's sped up, that's going to be a problem. Let
me ask you this, Pete, just speculating because neither you nor I are a doctor. I think Breach is some sort of weird doctor in Puerto Rico. But on the scale of 0% to 100%, how many shots did Tyreek get in his ankle when he came back out there 10 minutes later than I thought he would?
Probably just the one Toradol shot because that thing will make anything not feel like anything.
He didn't tape anything up either. He had no tape once he came back out there, which is amazing.
Do you think he plays this week?
I loved him after the game, though. He said he called his wife. His wife said, get in the game or whatever. He got back in the game.
She's like, honey, you know how much I bet on this game? I got the over on your receptions. Get back in there.
Do we think Tyreek Hill plays this week?
I mean, the way he came off the field was like Rocky. That was awesome when he popped up and sprinted off.
Do their schedule is tough. They have in danger of losing the division because Buffalo is not.
Absolutely in danger of losing the division. The numbers say that Buffalo has a 23% chance to win the division. Obviously, the Dolphins have the Jets at home this week.
They'll win that.
If they lose, they drop down to 86%.
Do you think they win without Tyreek, though?
Yeah, Brinson, before you go through all this, let me tell Pete, because me, Brinson, and Breach are going to talk about this on HQ in a little bit. The next 4 games, which Brinson will read out in a second, Brinson and Breach have them going 1-3. I have them going 2-2, and that certainly changes the complexion of where they finish.
Who did you? You have them losing to the Ravens.
I have them winning this week. Read the schedule, Brinson.
Jets and Cowboys at home. Jets at home. Cowboys at home. At the Ravens. Bills at home.
I have them bookending. I have them beating the Jets. We all do, and then I have them beating the Bills in a barn burn week 18.
That would be a fun game.
Yeah,
that would be fun. If the Bills are go 3-0 in the next 3 weeks, and the Dolphins go 1-2. That'll be the Sunday night game, and holy crap, what a fun game that would be for the division title.
And also worth noting, quickly, Pete, I'll say this: these two knuckleheads have the Bills winning out, and I have them going 2-2. So that sort of balances things out in my bracket.
Well, it's not out of the. If you look at if they beat the Cowboys this week, they'll win the next 2 after that. I mean, they should.
They play Patriots and Dolphins that we talked about.
Yeah. Well, no, the next 2.
The Bills?
The Bills have the Cowboys at home. At the Chargers, Patriots at home.
Year. Okay, yeah, at the Chargers, which is with an Easton Stick, they should win that game.
Easton Stick.
And then you get the Patriots and then Miami. So if they beat the Cowboys, which I think they will do, they're going to go into that last game with a chance to win the division, right?
But that'll be the Sunday Night Football game in Week 18, and be a freaking incredible game because both teams. That's all that'll matter is whether you're getting the 2 seed or probably the 2 seed or the 5 seed, right?
I would say the Week 18 game could very easily be if both these teams went out. The Giants and the Bears. That game gets flexed to see who makes the playoffs because there's a chance.
I mean, Brenton, if you're talking about one team finishing 11-6 and the losing team finishing 10-7, it could be the 2 seed or the 6 seed or the 2 seed or the 7 seed.
Yeah.
Might not be 2-5.
But that would be a game where both teams. It doesn't really matter what else is going on. You're playing. Nobody's gonna you're gonna be playing for the division if that's how it plays out. I think that is a fascinating possibility.
It's amazing how everything has flipped in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just flipped. Miami's automatic. This team's like Chiefs are going to roll through. It's just Detroit. Look at the Lions; they're great. It's all flipped already.
I'm trying to see if I can bring up do the math really quick.
Fun fact: while Brinson's doing the math really quick, Mike McDaniel 2-7 as the Dolphins coach in December and January.
And they're 0-3 against teams with winning records and 0-1 against the Will Levis All-Stars, which is not where you want to be.
And your Breach is calling Mike McDaniel a late season choker.
That's what
I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Well,
I didn't use those words
out there. That's what you're hinting at.
But I'm not saying that.
So I actually don't think that this Jets game matters all that much.
Disrespectful to Zach Wilson, but go ahead.
Well, if the Dolphins beat the Jets and lose to the Cowboys and Ravens and the Bills go 3-0, I think it's still for that's what we said, right? That's just for the division title.
I don't know. You're doing the math. I'm not sure what you're looking at specifically.
By the way, after watching the Bills live, nobody wants them in.